Hi, I'm Michael Duncan. I'm design director at Skidmore, Owings & Merrill in San Francisco, and this is my San Francisco. The Frank Lloyd Wright building on Maiden Lane is really a wonderful jewel-like, really a treasure for San Francisco. It's, I think, our only Frank Lloyd Wright building we have in the city, but we're very lucky to have that one because it seems to encompass so many of Frank Lloyd Wright's ideas over not just the particular moment when it was built in 1948, but it really sort of spans a career. So you come down the street, and there are many, many shop windows, lots of merchandise being shown out there. And I think when you encounter this building, it's sort of stops you in your tracks because it's not about shop windows being seen. It's really about something else. It's to me, it's much more about sort of the seduction that goes on. The Roman brick facade with its one simple arch kind of lures you in, and it's a very, very clean facade, very simple. Kind of, I would say, Frank Lloyd Wright in his most urbane. There are very few Wright buildings that are set on the street or hold a street wall quite like that. When you come in, you've got this marvelous ramp, and this was built about 10 years before the Guggenheim was done. Apparently as sort of a test drive for the concept. Tiny little space, but absolutely seductive ramp and sensual kind of quality of it as you go up this thing. And it's got a lot of the same kind of wonderful moves the Guggenheim has in terms of it has the flow of space that goes up, but also has a series of smaller spaces that come off of this ramp. So you get the layering of the space, the main space, and then the little gallery spaces beyond. It also has kind of the same kind of slightly awkward quality of the ramp that the Guggenheim has. Of in this case, the concrete. It's kind of a smooth finish, and it seems a little at odds with the outside of the building. But I think you forgive it. That's part of its character. It was a renovation, so this is we're dealing inside an existing shell. But I think that also maybe gave him license to do something outrageous. He didn't have to deal with the outside of the building. So building this concrete ramp, free from any sort of visual connection except for the walls, is you expect Frank Lloyd Wright to really go for it, and I think he really did. One other key piece of this space is the lay light, the series of circle lay light elements that are natural light and also supplemented with lighting from above, and that contains the space on the top, and it's in some ways very much the feel you get when you go into Johnson Wax. The furniture is another important element. The sort of black walnut, it also gives a kind of level of finish and joy and beautiful quality to that space that makes it feel very handcrafted and very intimate. And you can sort of feel the architect's hand in that. Anyway, you've got kind of the best of major elements of that career all in one tiny little digestible space. Apparently simple, but quite complex when you start to see the layers of it. The idea of not having a display window, that's sort of incredibly gutsy, I gotta say.